Hi, welcome back. In our last video, we took a look at populations and samples. Um, and in this video, we're going to take a look at distinguishing between statistical significance and practical significance. So, um, as we progress, one of the things you want to keep in mind as you're studying statistics is that chance and randomness are going to be a factor, especially when you have a population and you're taking samples of individuals from that population. There's always variability and randomness, and things are up to chance as far as some of the results you might get. Typically in math courses, things are pretty much written in stone, and x plus 5 equals 8 means x equals 3, and end of story. But in statistics, we might have a population and we take a sample, and it could be a large sample. It could be a sample of, let's say, 10,000 from a population of a couple million. And that sample of 10,000 we take might give us radically different results than a different sample of 10,000 within the same population, even if there's some overlap. So you're going to have to always keep in mind that there is chance and randomness when performing and doing and studying statistics. So a big part of interpreting and drawing conclusions from statistical results is to determine whether or not they're considered statistically significant. So the second half of statistics, we'll talk about inferential statistics, and this is going to be a real big part of that unit. So what does it mean to be statistically significant? Well, statistically significant results are those that are not likely obtained by chance. Maybe there's something else going on that we might be suspicious about. And we'll look at some examples, and in the next video, we're going to look at a computer simulation of flipping a coin. So, speaking of flipping a coin, example 2, determine if each outcome would be considered statistically significant. So example A, we have flipping a coin 100 times, and in this 100 times that we flipped the coin, we got tails 94 times, and we got heads then 6 times. So would that be considered statistically significant? Well, are these results, are they likely to be obtained by chance alone? So do you really think flipping a coin 100 times, there's a decent chance we're going to get 94 tails come up and only 6 heads? Probably not going to happen. So since this result is very unlikely to happen by chance alone, by just pure dumb luck alone, it's considered to be statistically significant. In this case, we would probably have reason to believe that this coin is not a fair coin. So again, if we get an outcome that is very, very, very unlikely to happen just by dumb luck and chance alone, considered statistically significant. And statistically significant is very difficult for me to say. So if it's difficult for you to say, welcome to the club. Part B, flipping a coin 100 times and this time getting tails 53 times. Well, we know that when we flip a coin, we have two outcomes. We have heads and we have tails. And we'd expect, if we flip a coin a certain number of times, roughly half the time it would come up heads, and the other half of the time it would come up tails. And even though 53 is not exactly half of 100, it's pretty close to a half. 50 is half of 100. It's pretty close that we shouldn't be suspicious about getting tails 53 times and heads 47 times when we flip the coin. So this result is not considered to be statistically significant. It's not unusual at all to get 53 out of 100 times the coin comes up tails, and 47 out of 100 times it comes up heads. So, but again, we're going to see in the next video a computer simulation of flipping a coin 100 times, so we can get a better understanding of the difference between part A's answer and part B's answer in order to help really solidify what it truly means to be statistically significant. branching off of that, we have what's known as practically significant, and practically significant results for all practical purposes are those that are useful in the real world. For instance, let's say we have an SAT prep course that we're looking to purchase. Maybe it costs a couple $100, and we want to make sure we get, the most bang for our buck here. So this prep course might have statistically significant results. In other words, a high percentage of people did improve their scores. So let's say out of everybody that's bought this SAT prep course, let's say 97% of them saw improvement in their SAT scores. That is statistically significant. This prep course, we would likely believe, in all fairness, that it does work. However, while they may see improvement, if the improvement is small, let's say the average improvement is only 20 points on the SAT, which certain sections have between 200 and 800 scaled points. So only 20 points isn't really a whole lot for us to maybe spend a couple hundred or even $1,000 or even a couple $1,000 on this prep course. So yeah, while they did see improvement in their scores, it's nothing to write home about, and the improvement's not that much. The results might not be practical enough to purchase it, so they would not be considered practically significant. But maybe that's different for somebody who has all the money in the world to burn and they don't care. But me personally, I got to see results if I'm going to invest that kind of money in something like that. So, but then again, these videos are free, so hopefully you'll get a lot of information from them and learn a lot of statistics. So, all right, that about does it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.